just going to record this video of me working with Claude today. We need to build an integration with QQCatalyst. So I've basically asked Claude to figure it out for me and then give me a guide, basically. So um, I did give it the credentials for the API so that it could interact with it and figure out what we need to do. So we'll have to change those when we're done, but that's not a big deal while we're testing. So basically up here, it did a bunch of, it like tried a bunch of different things with the API to really understand like the authentication and like how to get things. But basically it was able to get a 200 request back. Um, I asked it to explain. So basically it says here, the next steps would be to build Apex classes for authentication and API calls, set up the name credentials, and create a flow. And so I said, explain what role the Apex classes will play and what the named credentials will do. And so now it's given me this guide, and so that's where I'm at now. So named credentials are Salesforce's secure vault for external API connections. They separate authentication logic from your code, meaning developers can write callouts without ever seeing or handling the actual credentials. This is a security best practice enforced by Salesforce. So down here, it's explaining the Apex classes. Salesforce named credentials don't natively support the grant type that we need. So we'll need custom. Make it a little wider. And then it's going to transform their response into Salesforce records. Interesting. I don't know if we wanted to do that. Retry logic, logging, handling API specific error codes, exposing methods as invocable methods so flows can call them. Interesting. Well, the invocable flow action calls the API service. Calls the auth service, which kind of like puts the headers on the request automatically. So then as long as we're refreshing the token, which I said earlier, the token's once a week, we have to refresh it. So it's not even a big deal. All right, this makes sense. All right, so yeah, let's since we don't know exactly what endpoints or data we will need to get or post yet, ensure that the invocable Apex action you create is flexible enough to allow us to continue development. In terms of getting I'm thinking building a generic flexible callout layer now means that you won't have to refactor later. Hold on, before it starts building, I'm going to put it in a plan mode, Shift Tab, create a plan for me to review and approve first. And it wants to know where to save the stuff. So thing Ubuntu. There's our plan. So it's very important you always do this before you let it go so you can make sure that you're on the same page, literally, in every way, is what the AI wants to do. This is where you catch problems and save a lot of time. So we'll be able to give it a method, a URL, and then a body that we define. It'll return a JSON response and a status code. That's exactly what we want. And then everything else is handled in the back end. All we'll have to do, it looks like, is build a scheduled flow to refresh that token once a week. It's going to create a metadata, which is this is how you're supposed to store credentials. So I get my handle to refresh for us. We'll have to see. Or is it just going to get a new token every time? I'm going to ask for clarification on the refreshing here. Let's keep reading. So it's going to output a status code, success or error message, and then the body. Okay. Yep. Yep. Add the action, set it to get, put the endpoint in. It'll get whatever. Or you can post. That's how you post. All right. How are you handling the refresh? Do we need a scheduled flow? Does it even matter if the token expires, since you can easily get a new one? No, you don't need a scheduled flow. The token lifetime is 7 days. Getting a token is just one call. We have their credentials stored, so we can always get a fresh token. They provide a refresh token, but it adds complexity with little benefit. Why skip the refresh token? In OAuth, refresh tokens are valuable when you don't have the user's password or getting a new token is expensive or rate limited. Since you have password grant, you already have the credentials. Getting a fresh token is just as easy as using a refresh token. Adding refresh token logic adds complexity with no benefit. Gotcha. All right, so that's great. So I'm going to tell you can create a folder and store the program for deployment here. That's where I want it to build and store all the Apex classes. Proceed. I had to switch it to accept edits and let it build. Like it might be done writing code. And it's done. So all the files have been created. We can go look at them if we want. README file here. Deployment instructions. It tells us how to build the flow, how to do the requests. Everything's here. So at that point, you could just go ahead and follow the directions and play it. Here's the classes that it wrote. 3 classes we looked at. About 118 lines of code here. So go ahead and deploy to the JJBest prod org. Ensure test coverage if needed. We're going to turn off accept edits to make sure it's doing the right things. Since we're interacting with a production org, I want to be careful. To make sure it's doing what we want it to. And I should have told it to make test classes at the beginning. That was my fault. All right, here's our first test class. It's asking for permission. I'm going to allow edits. Taking a minute. It's gonna it wants to get a list of the orgs that we have authorized in our CLI. It should find that JJ is one of them. We just saw that list, so turn off accept edits. So I can hit Control O on that, I think, and I can expand it. So the default is BioWorks, but it'll switch it to JJ Best Prod here. So it wants to change the directory to where we put the program, start deployment, force app, source directory, target org is the JJ Best production, run tests, run 3 tests, wait 30 seconds. Yes, do that. Exit code 1, there was a problem. Protected visibility issue. Salesforce doesn't allow protected visibility for custom metadata types and production orgs. I need to change it to public. Let me fix the custom metadata type and redeploy. Red is removed, green is added here. You can see the line is the same row. All right. Redeploy, same command. Watching this, it'll turn red if there's an error. Status is in progress. It's not actually using like that much lines. I think it like uses the lines to like simulate the counting, and so it just spams the crap out of the terminal. Looks like it worked. So we're going to get an update here. It's writing something to us. Deployment was successful. The integration has been deployed. Very good. Here's everything that it deployed, and here's our next steps. So let's go ahead and get ready to do these. Let's flow. I bet the invocable action will be here now. Not that we're ready for it just yet, but let's just see. Yep, there it is. Call QQCatalyst. So the endpoint is there. It's already built in. All we have to do is add everything after the API, the base API, endpoint API, HTTP method, and the request body for the JSON body goes there. And this is what it'll output. So excellent. Let's see. All right, so we need to configure our credentials. I think I've already done this, but we're going to verify. Maybe not, actually. I don't think I did metadata. Oh, we have them here. May already be good. Yeah, I think these are all what we want. Let's just assume that's correct and move forward and see if we can, let's see, create platform cache partition. Set up platform cache. What is this? Platform cache partitions let you segment the org's available cache space. That's right. Maybe not, actually. Wait. Uh, let's give it 2 megabytes. I wonder what that does. I guess that's like, I'm gonna have to ask. Failed. Failed to obtain access token. 302. So let's read here first what this is. Platform cache is Salesforce's in-memory key value store. Oh, so that's where it stores the token. The week. Oh, I see. So, okay, cool. Cool. All right. I see. And he coded it, Claude coded it to work either way. So we didn't turn that on and like it would just get a new token every time. But that's basically how it stores the token. Okay, that's fine. So we got that. So let's just go ahead and just give Claude this while we troubleshoot it as well. All right. Okay. Think I did everything but stop this error in the debug, flow debug. Chewing on that, I'm gonna back in here. Oh, it's all empty. So that would make sense. All these tests because we're gonna want to change these base URLs correct, and I got to put all these in real quick. Secrets, password, username. I got to get out of the flow. Uh, QQCatalyst settings are not configured. Data was empty. Fix that and tried again. New issue. Oh, I just couldn't find the settings record. The Apex code queries for a record where. Oh, my bad. It's because I changed the name of it. Now it should work. Now we're back to the old error. Okay. So yeah, I did change that. I just changed it back to default. Now we get this error. Say meta data looks correct. It's not getting the token again. That looks correct. That looks right. This is all correct. All right, so it's going to verify the credentials work. It's going to get a new token. I expect it will work. I wonder why it's not working in Salesforce. Just wants to see exactly what I have in this file. That's fine. Oh, what bonehead put the quote in there? Wait. Was that part of the string or something? Oh man, that's been giving me trouble. I was wondering why. Okay, I couldn't get Postman to work. All right, thank you, Claude. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, right again. 200. That's it. Integration's working. Now all we need to do is figure out what files they want and where it needs to go, or what we're pushing, and where that needs to go. There we go. From basically a concept to completely done in 33 minutes.